So I'm going out with a group of bikes, all those KTMs over there. Most of the guys I haven't ridden with. Also got minor trouble for my expired ATV permit. It's warm out. Oh, I'm gonna get in someone else's picture. It's supposed to be raining by the end of the day, so we'll squeeze this one in. So in Oregon, amazingly, you're not required to have a snowmobile permit on your snow bike, but you are required to have a $10 ATV permit. It's $10 every 2 years. This thing warmed up. Anyway, the police officer was really nice. Just gave me a QR code and said, buy it online and it won't bother you anymore. So I went online and actually bought it. So I'm legit now. Good. So they all have trail techs. I was trying to get my app going. I really need to get a trail tech every time. There's more and more trail techs in the group, so I'm odd man out. And I wasn't finding their group on the app. I assume someone has to have Bluetooth going on their phone for that all to work. So snow stayed pretty good overnight. I was worried about a crust. There was a crust somewhere back there, but not bad in the trees here. Once we got off that trail and ice chunks were flying. Surprised we have the sledders in this group. False neutral. Hasn't happened to me very often with this recluse. So we are nose down in our trail techs trying to find some others. Guess I just need to piggyback off of trail tech people. Wonder how many people run into trees while they're looking down at their trail techs. Some pointing up there. Definitely handy to have. Snow is great for snow biking today. One has been located. Nice. 6 bikes, 3 sleds, I think is the count I got. 6 or 9, depending on how you look at it. So I've only ridden with 2 of these guys before. And this is a zone that I really don't mess around in too often, but most of these guys have cabins up here. It's like their backyard. I'm usually more on the other side of the mountains here where I live. And one reason I don't come up to this parking lot is there tends to be more shenanigans. And sure enough, right there, the popo was in there checking everything. I thought they didn't check anything anymore. I had my snow park permit, but my ATV was out of compliance. I know some of these guys have Washington stickers. I don't know if Washington's counted. I mean, we're just barely across the border. But it was an Oregon County guy, search and rescue, young kid, but I feel bad for him. What a miserable job. You right? You're good? As long as you're good. Okay. Yeah. Just dumped it over. Well. Let me get this stamped down a little bit. Make it an easier lift. I don't know if I do much good on this side. One, two, three. Snow is heavy here. Wow, the wind ripped in here. I think it's still ripping. So I just got hit in the thigh by an ice ball coming out of a tree. There's branches down. Look at all this carnage. Yeah, I still see stuff raining out of the trees. Keep this helmet on. Hopefully a branch doesn't hit me. So we were just having a discussion on, since we're right on the border here of Oregon and Washington, and then a lot of us ride in Idaho too, the different rules and regulations. So I was talking about earlier, the parking lot, I got checked and my sticker, my ATV sticker is out of compliance. All that a snow bike's required to have in Oregon is your ATV sticker. And those are only, where'd my group go? There they are. So it's only required to have that, but some of these guys have Washington permits on theirs, which cost $30. And they're Washington snowmobile permits. So if I go up farther north here and cross the border, I might get in trouble for not having that Washington permit on my bike, unless they're recognizing the ATV permits in Oregon. But who knows? It's all just such a big question mark. And then technically, I think that officer could have checked if I had a spark arrestor and got me for that. I forgot this bike doesn't have a spark arrestor. My other bike does. But then snowmobiles aren't required to have spark arrestors, but I believe in national forests you have to have a spark arrestor on every dirt bike. And I'm sure those rules were created way before even anyone thought of a snow bike existing. So obviously you're not going to start a fire right now, but you know how some police officers are. They could check me. I suppose if I was just being a complete dick, they could start checking stuff, pull out his stick, shove it in my exhaust hole, and say, hey, you don't have a spark arrestor. But I wonder if that might be a pretty hefty fine. Even though like dirt bikes never start fires ever, except for one that I know of. No snow down there in the valley, but that's pretty typical. Nice spot for a little lunch. Guess I should do the obligatory talk about what you're eating. For some reason, all of the sled genre videos, POV stuff, everyone's constantly talking about their food and what they're cooking on their pipes. See, the one guy broke out some deer sausage jerky, whatever that was. It broke my vegetarian streak. Thing tasted good. Probably destroy my insides, but it'll be worth it. All these guys have big bore KTMs. Like actually those two guys right there, right in front of me. Nice setups. Latest mountaintops and big bore KTMs. So I was comparing, I think he's used twice as much fuel as me at that stop. But he has way more power than me. I think I've used less than a gallon and he was at like 1.5 gallons, so he has an oversized tank. He said on the deep day with the stock tank he ran out of gas pretty quick, so he went and got the aftermarket. Maybe he'll let me jump on that. I'd like to ride that thing. Feel the power. It is nice in here. Great zone. Not sure exactly where we're going, but it's enough of us. that tree stand? Alright, where'd the snow bike tracks go? All of a sudden I lost them. Where'd they all go? Oh, there. Oh, snow bombs. All of a sudden there's a trail with little kids. Yeah, this zone is really being improved for riding. They were doing it mainly to create more fire buffer, protect all these homes and cabins in here, but real upside for us snow machine users, because some of this used to be pretty thick. Alright, we're gonna get a nice view, it looks like. We're out here where the famous redneck recovery incident happened. One of my better YouTube videos a while back with myself and TJ. I think it was right here, right over there maybe. We winched up an old snowmobile out of the canyon. The good old days. I still love this SS kit. It feels so nimble. It's so much lighter too. And those new mountaintops are sweet. I'll probably get one sometime, but I don't know. You add up like $20,000 plus. It's on one of those kits. Whereas, what did I pay for this? Like $6 grand for the bike, $4 grand for the track, I think is what I paid. Actually, I think I paid $3,500. Seems to be performing just as good as anyone else, especially in these kind of snow conditions. Great view. Some of these guys I've met over the years, they all used to be on sleds, but pretty much all the old guys have converted to snow biking up in the Blue Mountains here. For one, just because the obvious reasons, they're so much easier to handle. And I guess we're turning around here. The other reason is these mountains here are really perfect for snow biking. The way they just undulate, the way the trees sit, the way the snowpack sits up. Blue Mountains are really good for snow bike, and that was one thing, since I live in the Blue Mountains, even though I can ride in the Wallowas and the Elkhorns, the Blue Mountains, once I saw how perfect they are for snow biking, was one reason that I got convinced to get a snow bike. Because this is literally like 20 minutes away. I'm in the parking lot. Bump and grind. Alright, there was a moment of separation, but the trail techers did their job. Oh, if I was really cool, I'd hit that jump. Jump slash stump. This will be really nice when these trees get up a little taller. These shorter trees tend to have too many branches, turnstiles everywhere. You notice we're never in any fire zones. These mountains just don't burn in here. Thanks partially to me calling in fires up here, but I don't know. I think it's a lot of it's just the moisture content, because when you look north of here, there have been some big fires, big fire zones, but rarely do I ever find myself in a full-on fire. Burnt trees and everything. All of our fires usually are about like just a spot, 1/10 of an acre, maybe as much as an acre at the most, but they never rip big. The other thing about what's great about the Blue Mountains is you don't subject yourself to a lot of avalanche danger. I mean, there are some places that are kind of sneaky dangerous, but when some people have taken some rides that I know of, but there aren't any fatalities, at least for snowmobilers in the Blue Mountains. Like, we've been riding around forever. I haven't even popped my avalanche handle out. I usually keep it tucked away. You alright? Hit that log. Wow, that's a that's a cave there. You went way down. That's the wrong spot to go into neutral. That log got you?
Yeah, the log fucking boop. Now you're in front of neutral.
Yeah, you uncovered it. The log popped him into neutral at the wrong spot. problem with snow bikes, if you stall it, you're going down. So both those tree well incidents happened because of a shift issue. And those are the things that really are the scary part. If you go head down into a tree wells are well proven to be one of the biggest killers out there, way more than avalanches. So even though the Blue Mountains are pretty safe avalanche wise, there are some decent tree wells, but usually they're not too bad because the wind likes to blow around the tops in here and fill in. But I mean, look at, that's a decent sized tree well right there. Okay, we have an instance where Trail Tech is failing us. Rider in our group didn't show up, and in their words, he's showing as an X. So we're circling back. It's unclear whether or not he had a radio. No one tried to radio him. Some of these riders have trail techs and I think no radio, which the radio has got to be the #1 most important safety tool to have in the backcountry. I argue more important than the beacon, shovel, probe is the radio. Then beacon, shovel, probe. And then your own GPS device in case you're in a whiteout or something and need to get home. And then maybe your trail tech. Well, as part of that GPS, I think having avalanche shading maps is, I use CalTopo. That's important for safety, but then maybe trail techs is down there. I just wish Trail Tech would improve their tech and come out with another we have a bike that's down. He's not here. I don't think he's here. Maybe that was him I heard. Goose chase. I think they picked him up because I saw some pointing, some gesticulating. I think that was him I heard using the low-tech method of just listening for sound. I heard a bike over there, which I think is where we're going. We should just went there in the first place. Well, we made a full circle. The upside is this was some fun riding through here, so time for another round. Whoa! And the sun's coming out. Oh, it's fun being on a goose chase. was a hard hump. Oh, another hard hump. Where's our wild goose at?
It shows him up to our left. Left or right? No, he's actually to our left over here somewhere.
I hear something over there.
Kenneth's over right next to him. I see both of them now. Yep. So is he next to him? Yep. Well, I know Ken and Blair's right, right? Yeah, they're all right there. Yeah. So they're together up here. Okay. So we're missing two here.
Commence the goose chase. Recommence the goose chase. Oh, this is going to be so nasty when it freezes over. For now, it's good though. It's actually primo for snow biking. Fresh tree down. One theoretical problem with the trail techs is that if you rely on them too much, you take away that whole line of sight and visual confirmation of people. So I've seen it before, especially on the Polaris guys. They just kind of like, oh yeah, whatever, my buddy's over there. So they just sit around and wait for him. Meanwhile, they could be in their tree well, pinned under something, you know, like mouse trapped under their machine. And then avalanche. And if you're sitting around for 2 or 3 minutes, or even 5 minutes, thinking they know where they're at, if they're pinned down, they only have like 12 minutes to survive in an avalanche. So if you see them visually, you would have seen the avalanche happen. And then precious moments aren't being wasted. You'd start probing and locating, probing, shoveling. All right, trail techs found him. So I've been with groups that don't have trail techs and one person gets separated. That is the real nightmare. You can waste hours. So right there showed where, for the most part, that type of communication is going to save gobs of time searching for your buddies. So all in all, it's good technology, but I think that whole point I was making about visuals on people, that's most important. And we still do that, like everyone's kind of keeping tabs. All right, our group, it's pretty much all gone home. Oh, I was gonna see if I could activate this. Yep, I got green lights. So two of us are just going to circle back. He's going to go back to his cabin, and it was a great ride. We were both, I mean, we could keep riding, but it's one of those things where it's such a good day, and when you push it a few extra miles, that's when you hit something or turn a great day into a bad day. So one theory out there is don't push your luck. Go home with a smile on your face, ready to ride the next day. I say that while I'm tempting fate here in the stump zone. This is where I missed a guy this morning, just ate shit right here. Hit this bank, fell over. Poor guy, you can tell he was, oh, he hit that wall of a bank right there is what happened. For some reason we caught up with our snow bikes here. You out? All right, see ya. Oh, he's got a cabin back that way. Nice to have a cabin here, but I literally do have a cabin, at least for now. It's for sale, but just 20 minutes away down the hill in the valley. So I'll be moving into our other place. I wish I would have had that footage of that guy tipping over. Garmin dash cam failed me. And that's a wrap, boys and girls. Actually, just boys. Girls don't watch me.